After 19 years of waiting, the F-Zero franchise has kind of returned, and I think that my reaction to it speaks for itself.
Hang on. Oh my goodness. Oh.
However, given that F-Zero 99 has been out for a few days and I've been playing it like crazy, I might as well share my thoughts on this game and potentially what it could mean for F-Zero maybe coming back. So that is the goal of this video. But first, I have to admit that F-Zero has to be one of my favorite Nintendo franchises. Zelda is definitely my #1 favorite, but I think F-Zero might take the cake at #2 or #3. It's a lot of fun, and each game is surprisingly different from one another. I will say that I think F-Zero X is currently my favorite, and I kind of stopped playing F-Zero on SNES for a while just because of how much fun I was having with X. And then this game had the gameplay of SNES, and I had to figure out how to play that again, which didn't really take long, and honestly, that's probably for the best. F-Zero on SNES has solid controls that still hold up pretty well, but obviously if you're a newcomer to F-Zero and this control scheme in general, I can imagine this taking some time to get used to. And for me, this wasn't really a problem, but it's definitely going to be an issue for many individuals. Luckily, there's a practice mode, but this game does kind of throw you in with a pretty short tutorial. I can definitely see new players being a little terrified once they enter into a few online matches, but I'm sure that they'll get the hang of it. Because like I said, F-Zero just takes a second to get used to, but once you do, it's pretty addicting and also just a lot of fun in general. But I have to say that 99 players, to add in another potential critique here, might just be a little bit too much. This especially goes for some of the tracks that are a little more narrow with turns. It just kind of gets to be too hectic, and I get that that can be kind of part of the fun and trying to get KOs in these areas. I mean, it's a little bit much sometimes. However, one thing that I will say is interesting is that the KO system is kind of how you win, because you get more boosting power based on KOs, which was something that was not even mentioned in the trailer during the Nintendo Direct, which I find very odd, but I randomly saw it as one of the tips, and that is how I ended up winning my first match, was getting 2 KOs and being significantly faster than everyone else ahead of me and eventually behind me. I will also say that the special events in this game are pretty fun, but I'm hoping that they add more in the future. Team Battle, in my opinion, is a little bit lame, and the mini pricks is whatever, I guess. It seems like a very basic mode to add into this. And of course, you can do different leagues, and currently all that has been available, as far as I'm aware, has been Night League, which my best placement so far was getting 6th place overall, which I was somewhat proud of. Yeah, these I can see being pretty difficult to be able to get an overall win, especially when I suck at silence. However, I will say that I love that these are in the game, but I just would want a little bit more. I also find it weird that the Pro Battles only have 2 available courses right now. Like, you guys got a pretty big library of courses from F-Zero and SNES. Like, you can use all of them, and it's not difficult to port over. One thing that I also find kind of cool is the customization. This can be done both with your vehicle and just giving it different cosmetics, or you can customize your own player card, which honestly looks kind of cool. And you can do some unique things with it. Badges and everything is fun to play around with, but it definitely isn't new for these 99 games, because they've had this all the way back since Tetris 99, so whatever. But I do think that this is a really fun part that just kind of adds to the game. But honestly, for me, and I know some people have already said this about other 99 games, once I won a match, I didn't really feel motivated to keep playing it, which I found really weird, because F-Zero on SNES is like one of my favorite games, and even if I prefer F-Zero X, I mean, I still really love this game, and I was having so much fun playing it. But I don't know, maybe I got overwhelmed with college work or something, but I just didn't really feel like coming back to playing it after winning my first match. But maybe that will change. We'll just have to see and see where time goes. But I will say that this game not really having too much content is definitely a little bit of a problem. Like, I can play through 3 hours of just playing F-Zero 99 matches, but eventually I'm going to get kind of tired of it and want to go with different modes, which is kind of the cool thing about Tetris 99 is that there are so many different modes in that game. However, in F-Zero 99, that isn't really the case, which is a little disappointing. And well, yes, I had a lot of fun playing around with the settings and all of the different achievement things that you could do, especially the cart customization. It doesn't really change the game at all, so whatever, I guess. F-Zero 99 is still a lot of fun, and please play it. Frankly, I think that the F-Zero franchise could start back up again. I'm not 100% confident that this means that we're going to get a brand new F-Zero game, but we'll see. If we do, I'm really hoping that it almost like launches with the next Nintendo console, whatever that's going to be, whenever it's going to release. I'm hoping F-Zero comes within the first year because it's going to be one of those games that a lot of Nintendo fans would want to jump on, especially people who like just got the console and want to see its power limitations or whatever. And I feel like F-Zero is the perfect game for that. Now, whether that's going to happen or not, I don't know, but I think that it would be a really good idea if they did. And besides, they've already launched 2 consoles that I'm aware of with an F-Zero game, so why not do a third? F-Zero 99 was a lot of fun, and it has sparked some hope that the F-Zero franchise is back. And I'm really hoping it is. So, under the assumption that F-Zero 99 is going to get more content over the next few months/years, I am going to give it the score right now of an 8 out of 10.